Say it, Teresa. Tell me you know better than to see Ethan Crane ever again.
Don't worry, Whitney. I don't even want to see him. All these years I thought Ethan was fated to be my prince. I actually convinced myself that he was going to show up here at 462 Railroad Street on his white horse, and that he'd carry me off to his castle. And that I, Teresa Lopez Fitzgerald, would be his princess.
Life is not a fairy tale, Teresa.
And Ethan's not a prince. None of it ever existed except in my dreams. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen.
I'd reach out to save you.
But it never should have happened, Mother. And Sheridan doesn't deserve this.
Not that I don't feel terrible for her, darling. Of course I do, but, well, surely Sheridan bears some of the responsibility herself.
How can you say that? When she found out her French boyfriend only wanted to marry her because she was a Crane, it broke her heart. I don't see how that's her fault at all.
Okay, let's not fight, Ethan. I know that you and your father's sister have always been very close.
Sheridan's my best friend, Mother.
I only meant that I'm not entirely surprised by her misfortune.
Why is that, Mother?
Well, since you asked, Sheridan has always found her boyfriends from, how shall I put this? Outside her class. She's never given so much as a second glance to any of the young men that your father or your grandfather have picked out for her.
And why should she? And she wasn't looking for a business merger. She was looking for love. True love.
Dudley Do-Right must have gotten tired of chasing me and decided to go find himself a real criminal.
What does it matter where you find true love as long as you're lucky enough to find it?
Well, that's a nice sentiment, Ethan, although I'm afraid it's a bit simplistic.
Why, Mother? I agree completely with Sheridan. Love is love. And what's the difference if the person you care about is rich or poor?
There's a world of difference.
But none of it means anything as long as you're happy with each other. Don't tell me you never felt that way, Mother. Surely there was a time when you had a crush on some boy from the other side of the tracks? Mother? Are you all right?
Sorry, but I am in no mood for lecture from one of Harmony's finest tonight. Not when I'm almost home, safe and sound.
The game's over, Buster! Don't be stupid! Stop the car right now or I'll shoot! I've got to find her.
Timmy really wants to go home now, Tabitha.
Do you or do you not want to continue your existence on this earth, Timmy?
Is this a trick question?
I hope you're not trying to be funny, Timmy. You can be unstitched just as easily as you were stitched.
Oh, no, Tabitha, it's just... Sometimes Timmy wonders if he's molded to your Scully or if you're molded to Timmy's Scully.
Just shut up and look for faith and charity. Your life depends upon us finding them.
Mom, nobody's after us. You just need a good night's sleep.
Look, Charity, I know. You think I'm crazy.
No, I didn't say that. I'm just concerned about your mood swings. I mean, at first you're all freaked out because evil forces are after us. And then suddenly you're flying high because you sense your missing twin sister's happy somewhere. And now you're all upset again.
It's because they found us, Charity.
It was just the wind, Mom. I worry about you because I love you so much.
Charity, I love you too, and that's why I'm trying to protect you. Now we have to find someplace that's safe from evil until the sun comes up.
Until the sun comes up? Are you talking about vampires?
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places, and kiss the lips of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of the bird I knew could take me highest. Breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive. You are the fire burning inside of me. You are my passion for life.
Louise warned me that I'd get hurt if I didn't grow up and get over my childish fantasies of Ethan and the rest of the Cranes. I just didn't want to believe in Whitney.
You know, growing up, my parents always warned that people without money would target our family for their own selfish gain. It was so cynical. I never wanted to believe them. But after what Jean-Luc did to Sheridan, and now that girl who's been stalking me, I have to say, I believe them.
All these years, I thought Ethan was someone who judged people on what they were on the inside, not how much money they had. What a jerk I've been.
I'm so sorry you're hurting, Teresa. I mean, you've always been such a dreamer. We tried to tell you that what you wanted from Ethan couldn't happen. Life is not a soap opera.
I know that now. I just hope it's not too late for me. I wasted so many years on my dream of Ethan when I could have met a boy from around here, someone from my own background.
Your life isn't over yet.
What about that job Ivy Crane offered me as her personal secretary? I would have given my right arm for that job, Whitney. You should have seen the mansion and Mrs. Crane's gowns and her zillion bottles of expensive perfumes, and her closet alone was the size of my bedroom. And her shoes, Whitney? I never knew they made shoes in that many colors.
At least you got to see him once.
I was made for that job, Whitney. I would have been perfect for it. Even Mrs. Crane said so. Now I can't have it all because of Ethan.
So you finally decided to come home, Teresa.
Please don't be mad, Mama.
You don't expect me to be happy at the things you've done.
I'm sorry, Teresa. I had to tell her about those accidents with Ethan.
I am so disappointed in you, Teresa.
But Whitney must have told you I didn't mean for any of them to happen.
Things were bad enough, but you made them even worse by going to see Mrs. Crane when I told you not to.
I'm sorry, Mama.
Were you able to leave tonight without running into Ethan?
Yes.
Well, at least that's something. I should be prepared when I see Mrs. Crane tomorrow morning. What did she say when you turned down her generous job offer? You did tell her that you couldn't take the job as her personal secretary. Ay, Dios mío, Teresa, you didn't tell her.
Are you okay? Did my question upset you, Mother?
No, of course not, Ethan. And I applaud your very democratic view of love, though I dare say you might feel differently if you hadn't found the perfect girl in Gwen.
You really think I fell in love with Gwen because she comes from a family that's wealthy and powerful?
No, certainly not. But you can't tell me that having those things in common isn't a tremendous boon to your relationship.
To tell you the truth, I've never even considered it, Mother.
And why should you? You and Gwen, you're made for one another. That's all I meant, was you could never be happy with anyone else.
I think what you really meant is that I could never love anyone who's poor. I disagree. Love is all that matters.
Well, that's easy to believe when you're young. Though I think you'd have a harder time if you were with someone who was poor. You wouldn't have anything in common with them, and you wouldn't stand a chance. Well, you think I'm silly?
I'm not laughing at you, Mother. I'm laughing at myself. I was so angry earlier about Sheridan being hurt by that French gold digger. I was saying all the things you are.
I know what I'm talking about, Ethan.
I'm sure you do.